Zambia.com. You can follow Diamond TV online on Facebook, and on X, it's Diamond TV Zambia. Up next, the headlines. President Hichilema maintains lead as Zambia awaits results from remaining constituencies. Tonse Alliance questions handling of Gen 20 forms. Also coming up, governance expert raises concern over high numbers of rejected ballots. I'll be back shortly with the details. My name is Thokozile Malao, and now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has continued to lead the presidential race as the Electoral Commission of Zambia announces consolidated results from 105 of the country's 226 constituencies. The latest figures, as at 15 hours today, put President Hichilema in the lead with 1,056,812 votes, while his closest rival, Brian Mundubile of the National Restoration Party for Unity and Prosperity, has polled 830,812 votes. The presidential race remains closely watched as the nation awaits results from the remaining constituencies.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has announced consolidated presidential results from 105 of the 226 constituencies, with President Hakainde Hichilema maintaining the lead in the latest tally. President Hichilema has so far polled 1,056,812 votes, while NRPUP presidential candidate Brian Mundubile has garnered 830,841 votes. The figures come as the electoral process continues to attract close attention from political stakeholders and the public.
Kalawahari, CF, 9,454, 9,454. Mundubile Brian, M, NRPUP, 830,841. 830,841. Hichilema Hakainde S, UPND, 1,056,812. 1,056,812. Registered voters so far, those who voted, is 3,588,987. 3,588,987. Valid votes cast, 1,927,730.
Concerns were raised earlier over the accuracy of some constituency entries in the announced results. In particular, some stakeholders questioned the inclusion of Kembe constituency twice in one of the results schedules instead of Kembe East and Kembe West.
Not that I'm soliciting my dismissal from this August House, but we were told that the results are indisputable, that they are correct. That is unfortunately hashing us and shushing us to ask on behalf of the people of Zambia. But what has come out, unfortunately, is that there's a result that we are urgently asking that it be queried with immediate effect, and that is of Kembe East. On our record, it is showing that Kembe East, with 20,070, has been called out twice, cumulatively. We are demanding, not asking, we are demanding that ECZ addresses us right now, and if they have to make a correction, they do it immediately.
The Electoral Commission later clarified that Kembe East had been listed twice due to an error in the results.
The consolidated that she read out is still for 70 constituencies together with Kembe West. Thank you. We will go ahead and share with you a consolidation again of those constituencies so that the totals can be reconfirmed. So we wish to assure you that once you get to read, rather once you hear the announcement of Kembe West and you do your computations, you will realize that the total that the chairperson announced in the first session today remains the same.
The presidential race therefore remains ongoing, with the final outcome dependent on the results from the remaining constituencies. Victoria Kayeye Yambani, Diamond News.
Now remember to watch live election updates on Diamond Media on the Zambian vote. The Tonse Alliance Council of Leaders has raised concerns over the integrity of the presidential election process, alleging possible interference with Gen 20 forms, which are used in the aggregation, verification, and declaration of presidential election results. We Are One Zambia Alliance chairperson Sakwiba Sikota says the alliance received information suggesting that instructions were issued on August 14th for the collection of Gen 20 forms from districts before the completion of the verification process, and has called on the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, to explain who authorized the move. The alliance has also questioned the ECZ's 24-hour suspension of result announcements and has called for transparency regarding the custody of election materials during that period.
As the counting, verification and announcement of election results continue, concerns have emerged from the Tonse Alliance Council of Leaders over the management of documents used in the presidential election results process. The alliance is demanding answers from the Electoral Commission of Zambia following reports that Gen 20 forms may have been collected from districts before the completion of the verification process.
We have received information that on the morning of 14th August, following emerging electoral trends, instructions were allegedly issued for Gen 20 forms relating to the presidential election to be collected from districts before the ordinary verification process had been completed. Our understanding is that established procedure requires these critical electoral documents to remain within the proper chain of custody and to be transmitted through duly authorized and gazetted returning officers after the prescribed verification process.
The Council of Leaders says transparency and accountability are essential in addressing any concerns relating to the presidential election and have called upon various stakeholders to remain vigilant.
We cannot accept a presidential result merely because it has been announced, when credible and material questions concerning the underlying electoral records remain unanswered. At the same time, our position must be clear. These allegations should be tested against documentary evidence.
The Zambia We Want Secretary General Muhabe Lungu says members of their team have gone missing over the past few days.
That we do have people who are missing. There is no dispute in this. Bishop Trevor Mwamba is unaccounted for. We hear stories that he's at Matero police. We've had people try to go there and verify. We cannot. His family doesn't know where he is, and they have taken an appeal to international communities to find Bishop Mwamba, who was in the delegation at the time that Brian Mundula was being attacked. We cannot account for where George Chisanga, the former president of LAS, and I urge the Law Association of Zambia to rise up.
Mike Jovic Mwenetsabe, Diamond News.
Candidate Ruth Grant Piri has rejected the results announced by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, which declared George Mwanza the winner. Ms. Piri has described the results as fraudulent and says the NRPUP is considering its next course of action. She has questioned the credibility of the results announced for the constituency.
In accordance with the law, I have ascertained the results of the poll at the said constituency, and that they have been given to Piri G. Ruthi, NRPUP, 10,792. Mwanza George, UPND, 10,946.
This was the declaration of Chipata Central Constituency parliamentary election results by returning officer Ruben Simfukwem. However, NRPUP candidate Ruth Grant Piri has rejected the results declared by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, which named George Mwanza as the winner. Speaking to journalists, Ms. Piri described the results as fake, insisting that the will of the people has been undermined.
The RO was literally forced to announce elections that are
Yes.
So I'm here to tell the people of Chipata Central that I personally, as Ruth Grant Piri, a winner in this election, was duped of the votes. The results that were declared are fake. And that is the reason why, if you look at the declaration form that the returning officer used, it was not signed by any NRPUP member, a sign that we rejected those results. But regardless, the police and the ECZ went ahead and declared my competitor a winner.
The party is now considering its next course of action over what it terms fraudulent results.
Ambuye aikazosima rumakaina koma chachikulu victory tinatenga chinthu chakuba simapita patali. So vanhu vamuchipata Central kwaina as manager nichithokozo pakuti munamba message yamene tinakuuzani nazo mutifuna kuti tichite tisewezere pamozi imwe na ife muchipata Central.
You mwezi kwamba uti kwa sababu police stations yatatu mwezi kudala police say no, forget about these other police stations tayapamikiza pamiza udala wa police stations yena. The answer which did not quite satisfy tinaziwa kuti manje ili mingala yamene yandika. So pale pamela tutatenga bija kuyamba kupita mopita tinaona kuti munali hizi zikosaendelea zambiri. Mafigures were not even matching. You see, so tinape kuti atenti velengere pamosi. Ibi wene mwatipasa na zameni tinaso is get to them pamosi. Tuone mafigures ya gari. Kwa palabora chipulikizo kuti the police came in makada za kwera nabo kukamba manje mawe yaliyofuna kutita chipongo.
According to the law, once there is a dispute in an election, the aggrieved can petition the results within 14 days before the court of law. Samuel Sylvester Kwawe, Diamond News, Eastern Zambia.
We take our first set of commercials. Stay tuned.
We are ready. Are you? We promised you the biggest election coverage, and we are delivering it.
Powered by advanced technology, we'll bring you election results as they happen through interactive maps, a live leaderboard, and data that makes every vote count.
From augmented reality to real-time graphics and data analysis, we're helping you understand not just who is leading, but why.
With over 100 journalists dotted across the country, giving results in real time, as announced and verified by the ECZ. and a team of experts that break down the numbers and the trends and give context to the results.
No fake news, mis or disinformation. We're plugging the social media gap, moving from polling station to the digital space where the young people are taking up the conversation. We are keeping you updated with the hashtags that are keeping this election running.
And in the maze of all the election craze, we still bring you perspective on the news desk.
tikuonetsetsa kuti tikukubweretsani zonse zomwe zikuchitika pa chisankho chimenechi mu chilankhulo chathu. Kukuleterani zimenezi mu chilankhulo cha Chivemba, Chinyanja ndi Chitonga. Tikuonetsetsa kuti palibe wina aliyense emwakhalira mbuyo.
We're the biggest media network in partnership with over 40 radio stations dotted across the 10 provinces of Zambia. But also, we'll run you through the entire vote count right here at the National Results Center.
This is more than election coverage. This is Zambia's decision. From the first ballot cast to the final results declared, this will be the biggest election coverage ever, right here on Diamond Media.
We are ready. Are you? We promised you the biggest election coverage, and we are delivering it.
Powered by advanced technology, we'll bring you election results as they happen through interactive maps, a live leaderboard, and data that makes every vote count.
From augmented reality to real-time graphics and data analysis, we're helping you understand not just who is leading, but why.
With over 100 journalists dotted across the country, giving results in real time, as announced and verified by the ECZ, and a team of experts that break down the numbers and the trends and give context to the results.
No fake news, mis or disinformation. We're plugging the social media gap, moving from polling station to the digital space where the young people are taking up the conversation. We are keeping you updated with the hashtags that are keeping this election running.
And in the maze of all the election craze, we still bring you perspective on the news desk.
Tikuonetsetsa kuti tikukubweretsani zonse zomwe zikuchitika pa chisankho chimenechi mu chilankhulo chathu. Kukuleterani zimenezi mu chilankhulo cha Chivemba, Chinyanja ndi Chitonga. Tikuonetsetsa kuti palibe wina aliyense emwakhalira mbuyo.
We're the biggest media network in partnership with over 40 radio stations dotted across the 10 provinces of Zambia. But also, we'll run you through the entire vote count right here at the National Results Center.
This is more than election coverage. This is Zambia's decision. From the first ballot cast to the final results declared, this will be the biggest election coverage ever, right here on Diamond Media.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Diamond Media Airways. My name is Vida Mwale, and I'll be your cabinet attendant for this exciting journey today. As we prepare for takeoff, please fasten your seatbelts. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience as we travel through the world of Diamond Media programming. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look to your left, we are now passing through CEO Secrets, where Costa sits down with influential CEOs and business leaders to uncover the stories behind their success. Discover how companies are built, the challenges they faced, and the secrets that transformed ideas into thriving enterprises.
Companies want to bring light. That says a lot about you as an individual. It says a lot about you as an individual. Who are you? You can't be different at work and different somewhere else.
As we continue our flight, we are now approaching Vote 463, where we engage and empower the youth as we count down to August 13th, highlighting the significance of youth participation, with 46.3% of youths registered. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Diamond Media Airways. My name is Vida Mwale, and I'll be your cabinet.
Now, today marks 4 days since Zambia went to the polls. Some result centers have experienced disruptions and closures, delaying the counting, verification, and announcement of results. We now speak to our reporter, Best Jere, who is in Kabwe, for an update on the situation. Now, Bess, can you give us an update on the disruption of the announcement of results in Kabwe?
Kabwe, the entire Kabwe district with 3 constituencies being Wacha North, Wacha South, and Kabwe Central has seen indeed a disruption with verification of ballots from different polling stations, and this basically is as a result of incidents that have been reported, violent crashes where, for example, at Wacha North, somebody blew a tear gas canister in the totaling center, and unfortunately, that was a person who had that canister illegally. So that was the situation that side, and journalists indeed were attacked, and some had their gadgets damaged. And it is the second time that journalists are being attacked at that polling center. Here where I am at Kabwe Central Broadway Secondary School as well, where there is a polling station, the totaling center, there was also another incident that ended up in the use of tear gas canister. But the Zambia Police Service acted swiftly to ensure that the situation is contained. And as we speak right now, the Zambia Army has also joined to ensure that these premises are guarded.
The election officials, like stakeholders, to find out when the process is likely to resume?
Well, with regards to when the process is supposed to resume, the returning officer has not indicated, but he just said the suspension. And this is the second suspension actually that comes. Yesterday there was another one. After the ballots today were counted, 41 polling stations for Kabwe Central were covered. Then the incident, so the same decision that was made yesterday after the disruption today has been made. But when the verification will resume is uncertain. He also does not have that answer. So what will guarantee when is how the security situation is stabilized, and members of the public, just to ensure that they remain calm and peaceful, just to ensure that they wait for the final results, just to let the democratic process take place. Zambia is known for its peaceful status, and it being a Christian nation. So the Christians out there, and they should just take, they should be patient enough, and that is the core. When the resumption, we do not know yet. The returning officer has not given that information when we asked for that question.
Thank you for that update, Best. Now, governance expert Arthur Muyunda says the high number of rejected ballots recorded in the 2026 general election is a concern and points to gaps in voter education. Mr. Muyunda says despite the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, simplifying the voting process by allowing voters to use any symbol to indicate their preferred candidate, many voters are still struggling to correctly mark their ballots. He says the figure is concerning, particularly as the number of rejected ballots is already higher than the votes received by some presidential candidates, underscoring the need for stronger voter education. Out of the 105 constituencies whose results have so far been accounted for, 63,280 ballots have been rejected.
The announcements of the 2026 general elections result is currently underway, with the Election Commission of Zambia having so far announced results from 105 constituencies out of the 226 constituencies in the country. However, 63,280 ballots have been rejected so far.
Rejected votes, 63,280. 280. Total votes cast, 1,991,17.
The number of rejected ballots has raised concerns over the number of voters whose ballots have not been counted as valid. Governance expert Arthur Muyunda says the figure is worrying and points to gaps in voter education, despite efforts by the Electoral Commission of Zambia to simplify the voting process.
There is still an increase in the number of rejected voters, rejected ballots, based on people's inability to mark the ballot as it is supposed to be marked. So what we need to realize is that shows that there is no consistency in terms of voter education and the people's understanding of voting process. We will find that rejected voters are even higher than the last presidential candidate in terms of getting votes.
Mr. Muyunda says there is a need for greater introspection within the electoral process and enhanced voter education to ensure that citizens fully understand how to correctly mark their ballots. More results are expected to be announced as the electoral process continues. Niza Vomo for Diamond News.
As Zambia awaits the outcome of the ongoing vote counting, the impact of the election is being felt beyond polling stations and tallying centers. In Lusaka's central business district, some businesses have closed following the recent riot, while others remain open but are recording fewer customers. For some traders, the situation remains peaceful and business is continuing, although at a slower pace, while others say fear and uncertainty have kept people away from the city center.
The election may be about choosing leaders, but for some Zambians, its impact is now being felt in their daily livelihoods.
In the central business district, some shops have shut down due to a recent riot, leaving business owners choosing caution as they await for the final results.
Currently in a situation whereby we are in a crisis right now. Things are not moving straight and they're not okay. People are not coming out from businesses because they are scared, kind of the way things are running right now. A lot of people, they are concerned about what is happening because military personnel, police officers, they are busy moving around and a lot of people are scared in our country, and that has been a challenge to us.
Kezele bashite declare tizibe awina ni ndani. Vaembekezele chebankale mulolo. Noti uyakwezeka isetawina kudala iyai. Bankazikike chabe batekanye bakambe kuti awina ni chite. Wamena awina ndio wamena tienda naye.
Our business iliko a bit slow despite sabe bamene bantu baembekezela ma results. So are they waiting for the results? Everybody wants to say everything ashitike, but things are just okay.
But beyond the ballot box, fear is keeping people indoors and businesses counting the cost. The hope now is for peace and a return to normal life. Taonga Nkoma, Diamond News.
We take another set of commercials. Stay tuned.
We are ready. Are you? We promised you the biggest election coverage, and we are delivering it.
Powered by advanced technology, we'll bring you election results as they happen through interactive maps, a live leaderboard, and data that makes every vote count.
From augmented reality to real-time graphics and data analysis, we're helping you understand not just who is leading, but why.
with over 100 journalists dotted across the country, giving results in real time, as announced and verified by the ECZ, and a team of experts that break down the numbers and the trends and give context to the results.
No fake news, mis or disinformation. We're plugging the social media gap, moving from polling station to the digital space where the young people are taking up the conversation. We are keeping you updated with the hashtags that are keeping this election running.
And in the maze of all the election craze, we still bring you perspective on the news desk.
tikuonetsetsa kuti tikukubweretsani zonse zomwe zikuchitika pa chisankho chimenechi mu chilankhulo chathu. Kukuleterani zimenezi mu chilankhulo cha Chivemba, Chinyanja ndi Chitonga. Tikuonetsetsa kuti palibe wina aliyense emwakhalira mbuyo.
We're the biggest media network in partnership with over 40 radio stations dotted across the 10 provinces of Zambia. But also, we'll run you through the entire vote count right here at the National Results Center.
This is more than election coverage. This is Zambia's decision. From the first ballot cast to the final results declared, this will be the biggest election coverage ever, right here on Diamond Media.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Diamond Media Airways. My name is Vida Mwale, and I'll be your cabinet attendant for this exciting journey today. As we prepare for takeoff, please fasten your seatbelts. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the experience as we travel through the world of Diamond Media programming. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look to your left, we are now passing through CEO Secrets, where Costa sits down with influential CEOs and business leaders to uncover the stories behind their success. Discover how companies are built, the challenges they faced, and the secrets that transformed ideas into thriving enterprises.
Companies want to bring light. That says a lot about you as an individual. It says a lot about you as an individual. Who are you? You can't be different at work and different somewhere else.
As we continue our flight, we are now approaching Vote 463, where we engage and empower the youth as we count down to August 13th, highlighting the significance of youth participation, with 46.3% of youths registered to vote.
Suffice for the energy losses that are happening within the country. So now, tailoring back to your concern, as the youth, what we shouldn't...
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now cruising through our current affairs corridor, bringing you insightful content and conversations from Zimbabwe, Namibia, Malawi, Botswana, and Zambia. As you look through your windows, you can now enjoy our exciting entertainment package featuring music, pageantry, lifestyle, culture, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude today's journey, thank you for traveling with Diamond Media, your passport to entertainment and knowledge. We hope to see you on board again soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Now, United Party for National Development, UPND, losing candidate for Zambezi Central constituency, Dennis Mano, has rejected the parliamentary election results, alleging electoral violence and intimidation of polling staff by his opponent and his supporters. According to results announced by returning officer Mike Mulombe, independent candidate Raphael Ngimbu polled 8,336 votes against Mano's 7,816 votes. Speaking at a media briefing on Sunday afternoon, Mr. Mano says he does not accept the outcome and will challenge Ngimbu's victory in court, stating that his legal team will file an election petition this week. He has also accused some party officials in the district of allegedly working with his competitor, describing the situation as unfortunate.
UPND's Dennis Mano has rejected the results of the Zambezi Central Parliamentary election, setting the stage for a legal battle over the constituency. Official results announced by returning officer Mike Mulombe show Raphael Ngimbu winning with 8,336 votes, while Mano polled 7,816 votes, but Mano says he does not accept the outcome, citing several reasons.
There was a lot of violence and intimidation of our voters in Zambezi Central. One of the instances is Kanyilaba polling station, where the independent candidate Raphael Ngimbu went to the poll in a company with his agents, harassed the presiding officer by the name of Gladys Kavungu. The said agents started helping people voting in the same polling station. Number 3, polling station at Kateta polling station under Zambezi Central, where our 2 agents, Inji Luigi and Brenda Luhila, these 2 agents were chased from the polling station at the time of counting the votes. These 2 agents were not allowed to sign on the Gen 20 form. There were a lot of violence in Chitokoloki, where stones were thrown at the polling station, intimidating the post staff. An instruction was given to His Royal Highness Senior Chief Ndungu that directed that any person or any village headman who could vote for the UPND candidate was to be chased from within his chiefdom.
Mano says his legal team will file an election petition challenging Ngimbu's victory in court.
We told them that we are not accepting these results because they were not signed, tempered, they were not signed. The Gen 20 was not signed by agents. The ECZ, the returning officer, said, you've got a good case to go to court and present your matter. We are going ahead to declare the winner. My team further asked for the votes to be recounted. We are not given the opportunity that was supposed to be accorded to us according to the law. Therefore, I wish to state that we are going to court.
The planned petition will now put the Zambezi Central Parliamentary result before the courts as Mano seeks to overturn the declared outcome. Mulenga Chpampe Makasa, Diamond News.
Now, Michelle Okazauta of the United Party for National Development, UPND, has retained the Wengwa parliamentary seat after polling 22,502 votes. Independent candidate Cliff Mwinga polled 1,771 votes. Following the announcement of the results, hundreds of Kazauta supporters marched and drove around town in celebration. Kazauta has since called on members of the public to remain calm as the counting of presidential votes continues. Meanwhile, some UPND officials in Wengwa have expressed concern over the alleged swapping of 567 votes during the totaling process at Chongo Secondary School Polling Station 1.
Victory and celebrations characterized Wengwa constituency in Monze district of Southern Province, following the announcement of the final National Assembly results, with the United Party for National Development UPND candidate Michelle Okazauta declared the winner and returning as the Member of Parliament for Wengwa after polling 22,502 votes against his closest rival, an independent candidate Cliff Mwinga, who polled 1,771 votes. Here is what he assured his supporters immediately after being declared winner.
This win is not only mine, it's for each and every one of you, we, the people of Wengwa. This win is ours. And this win, this support, I'm not going to take it for granted. I'm going to work for the people of Wengwa diligently for having a trust in me, and I'm not going to take advantage of this win.
He also called on the nation to remain calm as the counting of presidential votes and results from other areas that have not yet completed the process continue.
Let me also thank the media team. Let me also thank the security wing. And I want to urge the people of Zambia to remain peaceful as we are waiting for the big results which will be announced so soon, the presidential result.
Meanwhile, some UPND officials in Wengwa have expressed concern over the alleged swapping of 567 votes during the counting process at Monze Boarding Secondary School for Chongo Secondary School polling station.
A rigging of these elections should not be given any space. Personally, I, as Haloba Mugwempa, I blame the district electoral officer. Why? The rigging has started from his office. We have a lot of ITCs here in Monze district, but surprisingly, we are receiving people from Lusaka outside the district. We have failed to understand that one. And to add on that one, some of those teachers that were picked within the district, they were taken outside their district, which gave them no chance to vote for their own people, which they were should. Therefore, I strongly say the district electoral office has a part to play on this one.
Not from all the way from Lusaka up to Monze. Wabola was only going to attend the vote. Tubaka Paula could even do the Southern Province and Monze district. That's the end.
And celebrations have continued in Monze following the victory of Jack Mwimbo in Monze East constituency. Momba and Monze Central constituencies have also been won by the UPND.
Independent candidate Poho Kawina has been declared the duly elected Member of Parliament for Solwezi Central constituency after securing 12,225 votes in the 2026 general elections. According to results announced by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, UPND candidate Bruce Kanema finished second with 11,521 votes. The results were announced and declared by Solwezi Central Returning Officer Henry Mulemena. Following his declaration, Mr. Kawina called on the ECZ to uphold transparency throughout the electoral process.
Declaration of the results for the poll Member of Parliament. I, Mulemena Henry, being the returning officer for Solwezi Central constituency, Solwezi district, do hereby declare that I have, in accordance with the law, ascertained the results of the poll in the said constituency, and they have been given to Kavula Rogers, independent, 513. Likashi David, independent, 1,864. Lukamata Andrew, NRPUP, 2,957. Kanema Bruce, UPND, 11,521. Poho Kawina, independent, 12,225. Yeah. 860 ballot papers have been rejected as invalid, and that a total of 29,940 votes were cast. I therefore declare that the said Poho Kawina will be this day duly elected as Member of Parliament for Solwezi Central constituency.
Very thankful to the Electoral Commission of Zambia for being professional throughout the entire process to get to this particular end. And I would like to give sincere gratitude to my fellow contestants that were onto this particular race. To my brother Rogers Kavula, my father, Mr. Likashi, my father, Mr. Lukamata, as well as my brother Bruce Kanema. That it has been a race, but the good part is that all of us were in this particular race for the development of Solwezi. Everybody had ideas, and now that the election is over, the campaign period is over, we now get to sit back as brothers, as sisters of Solwezi. For me, I would actually request that all those colleagues that were on the ballot, we get to sit together and exchange ideas, because then we had varying ideas on how we can start developing this particular.
We take another set of commercials. Stay tuned.
We are ready. Are you? we promised you the biggest election coverage, and we are delivering it.
Powered by advanced technology, we'll bring you election results as they happen through interactive maps, a live leaderboard, and data that makes every vote count.
From augmented reality to real-time graphics and data analysis, we're helping you understand not just who is leading, but why.
With over 100 journalists dotted across the country, giving results in real time, as announced and verified by the ECZ, and a team of experts that break down the numbers and the trends and give context to the results.
No fake news, mis or disinformation. We're plugging the social media gap, moving from polling station to the digital space where the young people are taking up the conversation. We are keeping you updated with the hashtags that are keeping this election running.
And in the maze of all the election craze, we still bring you perspective on the news desk.
Potiriulirira onsengero funika tikuonetsetsa kuti tikukubweretserani zonse zomwe zikuchitika pa chisankho chimenechi mu chilankhulo chathu. Kukuleterani zimenezi mu chilankhulo cha Chivemba, Chinyanja ndi Chitonga. Tikuonetsetsa kuti palibe wina aliyense emwakhalira mbuyo.
We're the biggest media network in partnership with over 40 radio stations dotted across the 10 provinces of Zambia. But also, we'll run you through the entire vote count right here at the National Results Center.
This is more than election coverage. This is Zambia's decision. From the first ballot cast to the final results declared, this will be the biggest election coverage ever.
Hi, I'm Vida Male, and this is what a regular day at Diamond Media looks like.
Hi, Annabelle. You know that feeling when the day starts moving before you even sit down? Yeah? Welcome to my world.
First things first, I walk into the office, grab my script, check what's trending, catch up on the headlines, and of course, quick touch up because camera life waits for no one. Then it's straight into the Diamond Breakfast Show. This is where the day officially begins. We talk current affairs, trending stories, politics, social issues, and everything people are waking up to and talking about.
I'm Vida Male, keeping you up to date with what's trending online. Once the breakfast show is done, the day doesn't slow down.
Next stop, real-time newsroom. Now this one is for people who don't want to wait until the evening news to know what's happening. Stories are breaking every minute and our reporters are out across the country bringing you updates as they happen.
And just when you think the day is done, not quite.
It's time for a news explainer. This is when we take one of the biggest trending stories, the one everyone is talking about but not everyone fully understands, and break it down in a simple, clear, and relatable way for social media. Because sometimes
Affairs Minister and NRPUP candidate Stephen Kampyongo has been declared the winner of the Shiwangandu parliamentary seat, retaining a constituency he has represented for 15 years. Mr. Kampyongo polled 12,536 votes, defeating his closest challenger, UPND candidate Robert Kapeya, who secured 9,944 votes. The results were announced at 01:30 hours on Sunday. Meanwhile, former Chinsali Central Member of Parliament and NRPUP Chilinda parliamentary candidate Kalalwe Mukosa has won the newly delimited Chilinda constituency with 9,481 votes. He defeated former Chinsali Mayor Lucy Mukuka, who polled 4,615 votes. In the Chinsali mayoral election, former Luba Ward Councillor Martin Chitondo has emerged victorious.
Chinsali district has concluded announcing its general election results at presidential, parliamentary, mayoral, and ward elections. NRPUP has scoped the election at all 4 levels. This morning, the district electoral officer, DEO Zakeo Mbao announced the mayoral results after consolidating votes with Chilinda constituency votes.
Chitondo Martin, NRPUP, 23,912. I therefore declare that the said Chitondo Martin to be this day duly elected as mayor of Chinsali district.
The winning candidate is determined to improve service delivery.
Service delivery is cardinal in whatever we'll be doing. You know, there are various sectors of our livelihood of the people of Chinsali do expectant from the municipality, and they require these services adequately. So we will look at that we provide the service that they require. Besides, our councillors, they need to be supported in every way possible so that they carry out their work in a manner that they will appreciate.
Meanwhile, former Chinsali Central MP Kalalwe Mukosa has been declared winner of the Chilinda constituency parliamentary seat. Out of 10 wards, NRPUP has won 6, UPND 2, and 2 has gone to the independent candidates. And in Shuangandu constituency, Stephen Kampyongo has beaten the UPND candidate Robert Kapea.
Kapea Robert, UPND, 9,944, 9,944. Kampyongo Stephen, NRPUP, 11,536. I therefore that the said Kampyongo Stephen to be this day duly elected as a member of parliament for Shuangandu constituency.
Yes. The NRPUP presidential candidate, Brian Mondwili, has also emerged victorious in Shuangandu constituency. Cecilia Kayamprokoso, Diamond News.
National Reconciliation Party for Unity and Prosperity NRPUP candidate Engineer Webi Simwai has scooped the Mansa East constituency parliamentary seat after polling 15,122 votes. Mr. Simwai defeated his closest rival, independent candidate Gibson Mwewa, who polled 9,112 votes. United Party for National Development UPND candidate Brenda Zalumis came third with 3,948 votes, while Citizen First candidate Chungo Godfrey garnered 503 votes. The only female candidate in the race, Lorentha Soko, finished fifth after polling 118 votes. Details in the following report.
Mansa District has concluded the counting and announcement of results for all 3 constituencies following the August 13 general election. Following the announcement of results in Mansa West, where former Minister of Health, Dr. Chitalu Chilufya, emerged victorious as an independent candidate, attention shifted to Mansa East, where candidates from Citizen First, the United Party for National Development UPND, Leadership Movement, NRPUP, and an independent candidate were contesting the seat. After hours of vote tabulation, NRPUP candidate Engineer Webi Simwai was declared the winner, defeating his closest rival, independent candidate Gibson Mwewa, by a margin of 6,010 votes.
Zalomis K. Brenda, UPND, 3,948. Mwewa C. Gibson, Independent, 9,112. Simwai Webi, NRPUP, 15,122.
The newly elected Member of Parliament for Mansa East has outlined a number of issues he intends to prioritize after assuming office, including matters affecting the constituency and its residents.
Road construction, both in rural areas, urban and peri-urban, issues to do with health provision, education, agriculture, infrastructure development for Mansa, and above all, sustainable development.
In Bahati constituency, the NRPUP also emerged victorious, with its candidate Presley Kaweme polling 12,284 votes to unseat incumbent Livan Chibombo of the United Party for National Development, who was seeking re-election and polled 2,928 votes.
We have issues of water, which is quite critical, because development is about having your people have access to clean water. There is the issue of healthcare services that we want to bring closer to the community. And then the other thing we have roads. Roads are quite in a bad state, and also the bridges.
The announcement of the mayoral results in the early hours of Sunday also went in favor of the NRPUP, with its candidate Besa Kalumba declared the winner.
Karaba Newton, UPND, 12,297 votes. Kalumba Vesa, NRPUP, 44,491 votes.
The conclusion of the results in the three constituencies marks the completion of the parliamentary and mayoral result announcements in Mansa District following the August 13 general election. Kalombe Kapamboy, Damu News.
Save the Children International Zambia has called for increased investment in children and young people as part of efforts to address child marriages, teenage pregnancies, and other challenges affecting vulnerable communities. Save the Children Country Director Chombe Kambi says investing in education, skills development, and child protection is critical to achieving sustainable development in Zambia. Mr. Kambi was speaking in Petauke district during the graduation of 30 vulnerable but viable youths from rural communities. Meanwhile, Chief Mumbi of Petauke has called for greater coordination among government and other stakeholders to strengthen child protection efforts.
Investing in children and young people is a key to Zambia's sustainable development. That is the message from Save the Children Country Director Chombe Kambe speaking at a skills development graduation in Petauke district. 30 vulnerable youths from rural areas graduated with practical skills aimed at reducing child marriages and teenage pregnancies. Kambi says the organization is committed to reaching marginalized children by expanding access to quality education and strengthening child protection.
It is for this reason that Save the Children is implementing the Children's Future here in Petauke, in the chiefdoms of Kalinda Walo, Chieftainess Mumbi, and Chief Mwadabantu. This program supports adolescents, including girls who are pregnant, married, in school, and out of school, by protecting their rights, improving access to quality education, strengthening life skills, creating opportunities for sustainable livelihoods. Our goal as an organization is to ensure that every adolescent has an opportunity to learn, develop their full potential, build a pathway towards a dignified and productive future.
Chief Mumbo of Petauke District says addressing child protection challenges requires coordinated effort from government and all stakeholders.
To make sure that our subjects in the villages, they take the children to the various schools that have come up. And as such, we've put up bylaws which we want to make sure that we implement them to the fullest to make sure that they work. We don't want the boys to be headsmen. No.
For the young people who have benefited, this is appreciated.
I appeal to other NGOs to emulate the gesture shown by the Save the Children to support more young people in the community. We want to recognize government efforts towards improving the livelihood of young people through skills development bursary under CDF.
Government is happy with such initiatives.
You may also wish to know that with this, the training that you are undertaking and you are graduating today will make sense. That's why I encourage you to support the current government under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, so that all the dreams of our young people can be successfully achieved.
Samuel Sylvester Kwame, Diamond News, Eastern Zambia.
That's all I had for you on the Diamond News Desk at 8. Now, remember not to miss our live election updates every hour on the Zambian Vote. My name is Thokozile Malao. Pleasant viewing.
Hi, I'm Vida Male, and this is what a regular day at Diamond Media looks like.
Hi, Annabelle. You know that feeling when the day starts moving before you even sit down? Yeah? Welcome to my world.
First things first, I walk into the office, grab my script, check what's trending, catch up on the headlines, and of course, quick touch up because camera life waits for no one. Then it's straight into the Diamond Breakfast Show. This is where the day officially begins. We talk current affairs, trending stories, politics, social issues, and everything people are waking up to and talking about.
I'm Vida Male, keeping you up to date with what's trending online. Once the breakfast show is done, the day doesn't slow down.
Next stop, real-time newsroom. Now this one is...
to the Zambian vote. Well, the Zambian vote has been continuous as we are keeping you updated with the elections. Now is the counting of the results, final results from the Totaling Center at Mulungushi International Conference Center, where we have been having our crew there giving us updates. Earlier on, we heard from the Electoral Commission of Zambia, 105 constituencies have been announced so far. Out of 226 constituencies, we're saying Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND leading that, and the closest contender there being Mr. Brian Mundubile of the NRPUP. What will the next results that will be announced by the Electoral Commission of Zambia look like? We're just waiting for them to start with the next update that they will have for us this evening. My name is Vida Mwale.
My name is Ndanji Duncan Simwaza. It is a packed day, and thank you so much for trusting us as your credible source for information verified by the Electoral Commission of Zambia that we get to give you as it comes in real time. So much has happened. Obviously, 105 constituencies announced right now out of the 226 constituencies. But again, if you look at President Hakainde Hichilema, 1,056,812. Look at Brian Mundubile, 841,000 votes casted for him. And we're going to be stemming down and speaking more to these numbers, even the other candidates, as we even move further. But also, the Electoral Commission of Zambia is scheduled to give another briefing. They'll be announcing another batch of votes at presidential level, and we'll be giving you details to that very bit. Speaking about which, a lot has happened, Vida, as you earlier mentioned. I'm more interested also in how the Electoral Commission of Zambia will be tackling constituencies where there seem to be quite a conversation. The big problems are happening in some constituencies. We have seen others others opened as late as 12 hours following the suspension that happened. We're talking about the Kabwe there. We did see our reporter, Bess Jerry, give us an insight in terms of that particular proceeding. We await to what is going to happen further.
It's been quite an eventful one. Some would describe that this period has been a little chaotic in some parts of the country. I mean, with halting of counting of results, here we are having waited, but also we've seen some back and forths with some declaring themselves as winners, especially on National Assembly level. But obviously, you know that always wait for the results coming from the presiding officer, that is from the Electoral Commission of Zambia. They're the only ones that can announce results. So when people celebrate even on social media, that doesn't count for anything, because only the results that are given by the Electoral Commission of Zambia count for something. And so speaking of the National Results Center, we have Justin Mlenga, who is there and ready to have a conversation with us in Ndanji. We've seen that coming from the National Results Center. Justin, it's been a very busy side today, with expectations from the Electoral Commission of Zambia. They made their own announcement that they'll come on at 2030. This is 2130. What does it look like on that end, Justin?
Good evening, Vida and Ndanji. Well, the situation here seems to be much calmer, and it's everybody in the room just sort of anticipating what's going to come up ahead. And you have rightly put there that, yes, the Electoral Commission of Zambia was scheduled to give the next batch of consolidated results at exactly 19 hours, but a few minutes just after 19 hours, they did release some sort of graphical artwork indicating that they have rescheduled the time to exactly 2030. But this evening, as at now, we have not been able to see any form of movement whatsoever. And this has generally been the concern by many of those that are closely following the announcement of the results at presidential level, that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is not giving these updates at that exact time that they're saying they will be, giving that update. The room is filled with a lot of exhaustion. You can really get to see people just nodding off and waiting. We have not received any communication from the Electoral Commission of Zambia from within this room, but they have been able to post off of their own Facebook page saying that we should have expected this update exactly 2030, but this is an hour later and no movement whatsoever. Earlier in the day, they did, of course, announce well over 30 constituencies in addition to the 70 that we had received, and this bringing the total number of constituencies announced for presidential level to 105. We're just shy of 121 more to have the consolidated results for the 226 constituencies. Now, the anticipation here is that they'll be able to give more than that 30, more than that number that they had given from earlier in the day, and that's in terms of the constituencies announced for the presidents and how many votes they're receiving from these constituencies. It's been a very long day, and many would have hoped that around now we should have been getting ready to, in fact, know who the who the winner of this 2026 general election is going to be. We should have been getting closer to that. I think the biggest concern that we've been able to hear from this room, especially from some of the people who have interacted with the election observers, they have been saying that this timestamp that they have given themselves after voting had closed on the 13th of August to announce the winner of the 2026 general election 72 hours might not be met. But all we can do for now, Vida, is wait to hear from them and see what the next, what the next number of results will be given as we are getting closer and closer into the next day. This is 21:30, and we are waiting still, and the time is moving, and it's moving quite fast as we are approaching the 72-hour mark that they had given themselves. It's a very critical moment as we have seen that the number of results that the incumbent has received and the individual trailing behind him from the NRPUP keeps going much higher and higher. But what's even becoming more of a distance is the gap that both of these two individuals have, with Hakainde Hichilema receiving 1,052,812 votes cast against his name versus Brian Mundugile, who has received 831,840 votes cast his name. There is a well over 200,000 gap between these two compared to where we started from.
$143,143. Hichilema Hakainde S, UPND, 20,822. 20,822. Those are the first four provinces I've read.
You can go ahead and read another one.
Okay. So, Namwala East constituency, I continue. Registered voters, 26,326, 26,326. Valid votes cast, 21,060, 21,016. Rejected votes, 342, 342. Total votes cast, 21,358, 21,358. And the percentage turnout was 81.13%. 81.13%.
Thank you, Vice Chair. As you heard, in Namwala, there are two constituencies. There is Namwala West, which is the first one he read, and Namwala East, that was the last one he read. And then there's Ndola, Central, and Shiwanandi.
Yes, Chair, thank you. So I transit to Eastern Province, Chipata District, Luangeni constituency. Pule Daniel C, CDP 6. Punda Howard Zawapa 21-1. Siamnene Richwell NFP 23-3. Silumbe Richard LM 33-3. Njovu Akin A DU 33-3. Katuta Given Independent 39-3-9. Mushimba Brian OPP 51-5-1. Chansa Given MEE 77-7. Member Fred SP 110-110. Kalaba Harry CF 112-112. Wadia Kelvin F ZMP 170-170. Ichilema Hakainde S UPND 12,386. 12,386. Mundubele Brian M NRP UP 13,837. 13,837. Still in Eastern Province, Luangeni constituency, registered voters stand at 49,604. 49,604. Valid votes cast 26,898. 26,898. Rejected votes 756. 756. And the total votes cast 27,654. 27,654. With a percentage turnout of 55.75%. 55.75%. Chairperson.
Thank you. So that's 5 constituencies. We now wish to invite Commissioner Mtiti to also read another 5, group of 5 constituencies.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, for this session. I begin with the Northern Province, Kasama District, Kasama North constituency. Pule Daniel, CDP 8. Kunda Howard, Zawapa 14-1-4. Siamunene Richwell, NFP 17-1-7. Katuta Given, Independent 28-8. Njogu Akin, DU 28-8. Sulumbe Richard, LM 34-3-4. Chansa Given, MEE 52-5-2. Mushimba Brian, OPP 86-86. Membe Fred, 3-3. Bwalia Kelvin, ZMP, 164, 164. Kalabahari, CF, 166, 166. Hichilema Harainde, UPND, 4,058, 4,058. Mundubile Brian, NRPUP, 13,336, 13,336. Registered voters in Kasama North constituency are 35,798, 35,798. Valid votes cast, 18,124, 18,124. Rejected votes, 1,038, 1,038. Total votes cast, 19,162, 19,162. Percentage turnout, 53.53%. That's the result for Kasama North. And now I move to the Southern Province, Pemba District, Pemba constituency. Mushimba Brian, OPP, 0. Njovu Akin, DU, 1. Pule Daniel, CDP, 2. Kunda Howard, Zawapa, 2. Chamunene Ritual, NFP, 2. Silumbe Richard, LM, 6. Membe Fred, SP, 6. Katuta Given, Independent, 7. Chansa Given, MEE, 19, 1, 9. Kalabahari, CF, 19, 1, 9. Bwalia Kelvin, ZMP, 36, 3, 6. Mundubile Brian, NRPUP, 159, 159. Ijere Maharainde, UPND, 31,831, 31,831. Registered voters in Pemba constituency stand at 44,946, 44,946. Valid votes cast, 32,090, 32,090. Rejected votes, 534, 534. Total votes cast, 32,624, 32,624. Percentage turnout, 72.58%. That's the result for Pemba. We now move to the Eastern Province of Sinda District, and the constituency is Kapoche. Pule Daniel, CDP, 13, 1, 3. Katuta Given, Independent, 22, 2, 2. Njovu Akin, DU, 24, 2, 4. Kunda Howard, Zawapa, 26, 2, 6. Siamunene Ritual, NFP, 28, 2, 8. Mushimba Brian, OPP, 60, 6, 0. Silumbe Richard, LM, 62, 6, 2. Kalabahari, CF, 84, 8, 4. Member Fred, SP, 94, 9, 4. Chancer Given, MEE, 100, 104. 104. Warrior Kelvin, ZMP, 316. 316. Ichile Maharenge, UPND, 6,740. 6,740. Munduvile Brian, NRPUP, 14,264. 14,264. Total registered voters in Kapoche constituency are 51,316. 51,316.
Daddy was younger here. No beard.
21,837. Rejected votes 1,236. 1,236. Total votes cast 23,073. 23,073. Percentage turnout 44.96%. I now continue with the Northwestern Province, District Kalumbila, Constituency Kalumbila. Pule Daniel, CDP 1. Njogu Akin, DU 1. Mushimba Brian, OPP 2. Siamunene Ritual, NFP 3. Kunda Howard, Zawapa 5. Silumbe Richard, LM 6. Chansa Given, MEE 15. 1 5. Membe Fred, SP 15. 1 5. Katuta Given, Independent 24. 2 4. Kalabahari CF 31. 3 1. Wadia Kelvin ZMP 33. 3 3. Mundubile Brian NRPUP 912. 912. Ichere Mahakainde UPND 18,074. 18,074. Registered voters in Kalumbila constituency stands at 31,240. 31,240. Valid votes cast 19,122. 19,122. Rejected votes 399. 399. Total votes cast 19,521. 19,521. Percentage turnout 62.49%. That's the result for Kalumbila constituency. I now move to Muchinga Province, Labushimanda District, and the constituency is Mfue. Pule Daniel, CDP 7. Siamunene Ritual, NFP 22. 2 Silumbe Richard, LM 25. 2 5. Kunda Howard, Zawapa 28. 2 8. Njogu Akin, DU 37. 3 7. Chansa Given, MEE 51. 5 1. Kalabahari CF 54. 5 4. Membe Fred SP 78. 7 8. Katuta Given, Independent 78. 7 8. Walia Kelvin, ZMP 9999. Mushimba Brian, OPP 100 100. Ichile Mahagainde, UPND 3061 3,061. Munduvile Brian, NRPUP 10,423 10,423. Registered voters in Fue constituency 28,732 28,732. Valid votes cast 14,063 14,063. Rejected votes 745 745. Total votes cast 14,808 14,808. Percentage turnout 51.54%. Madam Chairperson, that's the last result of the 5. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Those are the 5 constituencies, and that's Kasama, North Pemba constituency, Kapocha constituency, Kalumbila constituency, Northwestern province, and Mfue constituency in Chinga. So let's go for the next, another group of
Your perfect domain is out there. Go to Wix and make it yours. Claim your space.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
First, what you have.
Indeed, Chairperson. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chair, I will go to Southern Province, District Kalomo, Constituency Kalomo Central. Kunda Howard, Zawapa 1. Pule Daniel C. CDP 2. Njovu Akim A. DU 2. Mushimba Brian OPP 4. Siamnene Ritual NFP 4. Membe Fred SP 6. Silumbe Richard LM 7. Katuta Given Independent 18 1-8. Chansa Given M MEE 22 2-2. Walia Kelvin F ZMP 36 3-6. Kalabahari CF 48 4-8. Mondovile Brian M NRPUP 638 638. Ichilema Hakainde S UPND 40,544 40,544. In terms of the total registered voters for Kalomo Central, 50,746, 50,746. Valid votes cast, 41,332, 41,332. Rejected votes, 569, 569. Total votes cast, 41,901, 41,901. Percentage turnout, 82.57%, 82.57. Chair, I now move to Northwestern Province, District Kalumbila, Constituency Lumwana. Mushimba Brian, OPP 0. Njovu Akim A, DU 1. Ole Daniel C, CDP 1. Kunda Howard.
Okay, anytime, any second, the door is ready and the people are waiting right here. Share your views in the comment section, which part of the world. We want to see who we are following. The one that we're following. Any second. About to witness the arrival of the ECZ chairperson right here. The entry of the ECZ chairperson and the commissioners right here. About to witness the ECZ, the entry of the ECZ chairperson and the commissioners right here. Okay, anytime, any second, right there. Those are the commissioners arriving at the auditorium, accompanied by the ECZ chairperson, the ECZ CEO, and the commissioners right here. Drop your comments. The game is on now. The results are about to start. Let us know where you're watching us from. Share your views in the comment section. We're about to begin. Share your views in the comment section.
Good evening, stakeholders, and welcome to yet another session of results.
Design the perfect voice for your brand with 11 Labs. Change the way you record podcasts.
Just on how we'll proceed in as far as asking the chairperson of the commission to equally guide us. Thank you.
Thank you, Corporate Affairs Manager. Good evening, stakeholders, and good evening, members of the press. Before we proceed with the third session for the day, the chairperson had asked me earlier to give more detail to the issue about the Kembe East that was read twice. So I do have a spreadsheet that shows the batch that was announced at that hour. I'd like to invite the team to project it. Yes. All right. I trust we can read the spreadsheet. The font is big enough. So that was the first batch for today, the 16th of August 2026. And if you look at the column for constituency name, you will see there that we have Kembe East and Kembe West. Now, if you look at the totals, if you make reference to the totals that the chairperson announced, you realize that the totals remain the same. So this further speaks to our earlier explanation that the schedule for Kembe East was printed twice instead of printing Kembe East and Kembe West. If you may scroll to the right, so that probably we can also see the votes per. Here the columns are in party names instead of candidate names, but I suppose we can relate to that. So again, once again, if you look at the totals for the respective candidates, you realize that what the chairperson had read is what is indicated there. So that's an extract from the system in terms of what was announced as the first batch for today. Yeah, so this is to speak further to what the chair had explained earlier. I trust that is sufficient information. I thank you. Team, we can scroll back, maybe give a few more seconds for stakeholders to observe. But otherwise, with that, wish to thank you and trust that this has provided further clarity to the issue of the first batch that was announced this morning. Thank you. And at this point, we'll transition to So at this point, we will transition to the third set of announcements for today. And at this point, I wish to invite the chairperson to proceed to invite the commissioners and indeed the vice chair to, yes. Yeah, thank you, Chair. Further detail is that for this set of announcements, we have 30 constituencies that will be announced this to bring the total
Could I start again with Commissioner Sinkala, please? Thank you.
Chairperson, thank you so much and good evening. Chair, I am a bearer of results from 8 constituencies across Zambia, and I will straight away go to Northwestern Province. District Mufumbwe, Constituency Mufumbwe. Kunda Howard, Zawapa, 1. Njovu Akim A, DU, 3. Daniel C, CDP, 6. Mushimba Brian, OPP, 7. Silumbe Richard, LM, 10. 1, 0. Membe Fred, SP, 10. 1, 0. Siamnene Ritual, NFP, 11. 1, 1. Katuta Given, Independent, 13. 1, 3. Chansa Given M, MEE, 25. 2, 5. Kalaba Harry, CF, 26. 2, 6. Walia Kelvin F, ZMP, 39. 3, 9. Mundubire Brian M.
I like a bank that makes my business their business.
7. Ichidema Akainde S, UPND, 27,502. 27,502. Registered voters from Fumbwe constituency, 31,252. Valid votes cast, 28,460. Rejected votes, 135. 135. Total votes cast, 28,595. 28,595. Percentage turnout, 91.50%. 91.50%. Chair, I move on to Northern Province. District Mpulungu, Constituency, Mpulungu South. Pule Daniel CDP 2. Siamunene Ritual, NFP 11, 1. Katuta Given, Independent 15, 1-5. Kunda Howard, Zawapa 15, 1-5. Silumbe Richard, LM 18, 1-8. Njovu Akim A, DU 18, 1-8. Mushimba Brian, OPP 21, 2-1. Chansa Given M, MEE 38, 3-8. Membe Fred, SP 39, 3-9. Kalaba Harry, CF 58, 5-8. Walia Kelvin F, ZMP 101, 101. Mundubire Brian M, NRPUP 6,772, 6,772. Ichidema Akainde, UPND 7,364, 7,364. Registered voters 28,322, 28,322. Valid votes cast 14,472, 14,472. Rejected votes 537, 537. Total votes cast 15,009, 15,009. Percentage turnout 52.99%, 52.99%. Chair, I move on to Southern Province, District Choma, Constituency Choma South. Njovu Akim A, DU 0. Siamunene Ritual, NFP 1. Katuta Given, Independent 1. Pule Daniel C, CDP 1. Kunda Howard, Zawapa 2. Mushimba Brian, OPP 2. Membe Fred, SP 3. Silumbe Richard, LM 8. Chansa Given M, MEE 12, 1-2. Kalabahari CF 18, 1-8. Walia Kelvin F, ZMP 22, 2-2. Mundubire Brian M, NRPUP 183, 183. Ichilema Akainde,
Turn it up loud. I want to go fast.
Chair, thank you. Chair, I will read results for Choma South constituency, District Choma, Province, Southern. Jof Akim A, DU 0. Siam Nene Ritual, NFP 1. Katuta Given, Independent 1. Pule Daniel C, CDP 1. Kunda Howard, Zawapa 2. Mushimba Brand, OPP 2. Member Fred, SP 3. Silumbe Richard, LM 8. Chansa Given M, MEE 12, 1, 2. Kalava Harry, CF 18, 1, 8. Walia Kelvin F, ZMP 22, 2, 2. Munduvire Brian M, NRPUP 183, 183. Ichidema Kainde, UPND 20,806, 20,806. In terms of registered voters for Choma South, 32,187, 32,187. Valid votes cast, 21,059, 21,059. Rejected votes, 426, 426. Total votes cast, 21,485, 21,485. Percentage turnout, 66.75%, 66.75%. Still in Southern Province, District Itestes, Correspondent 1. Njov Akim A, DU 1. Mushimba Brian, OPP 1. Pule Daniel C, CDP 2. Kunda Howard, Zawapa 3. Silumbe Richard, LM 3. Siamnene Ritual, NFP 3. Member Fred, SP 10, 1, 0. Kalava Hari, CF 11, 1, 1. Chansa Given M, MEE 12, 1, 2. Walia Kelvin F, ZMP 36, 3, 6. Mundubire Brian M, NRPUP 896, 896. Ichilema Akainde UPND 14,496, 14,496. Registered voters 29,439, 29,439. Valid votes cast 15,475, 15,475. Rejected votes 390, 390. Total votes cast 15,865, 15,865. Percentage turnout 53.89%, 53.89%. Thank you. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Commissioner Chikanze. You may also maybe read 5.
Thank you, Chairperson. I take you to the Copper Belt Province, District Chingola, Constituency Nchanga. Pule Daniel C, CDP 4. Siamnene Richwell, NFP 5. Sirumbe Richard, LM 6. Kunda Howard, Zawapa 7. Njovu Akim A, DU 11, 1, 1. Chancer Given M, MEE 18, 1, 8. Katuta Given Independent 222, 2, 2. Waria Kelvin F, ZMP 28, 2, 8. Mushimba Brian, OPP 31, 3, 1. Member Fred, SP 34, 3, 4. Kalabahari CF 71, 71, 71. Hichilema Hagainde SUPND 10,207. NRPUP 22,090. 22,090. The total registered voters for Nchanga is 57,072. 57,072. Valid votes cast is 32,534. 32,534. Rejected votes 519. 519. Total votes cast 33,053. 33,053. Percentage turnout is 57.91%. 57.91%. These are results for Changa. I take you to Southern Province, District Monze, Constituency Wengwa. Kunda Howard Zawapa 0. Pure Daniel C, CDP 0. Siamnene Richwell NFP 0. Mushimba Brian Pure Daniel C, CDP 0. Siamnen Ritual NFP 0. Mushimba Brian
Thank you for watching Champions Network TV. Make sure you click that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get the ding 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 every time we do post our videos.